have you here and to get to know you. Tell you what, for listeners that might not be familiar with you, tell us a little bit about your background and what makes Adrienne Haupt.
Yeah, so a little background about me. I started singing when I was 6 in church. Just grew up doing that, and I moved to Nashville in 2014 to pursue country music, and been here ever since. I love it a lot. And what makes me me, I don't know. I'm a little goofball, and I think that's pretty much it. I just really love music and love singing, and it's just made my life so happy. Love singing for people, and yeah, that's
fantastic. And hey, there's nothing wrong with being a little goofball. The important thing is you are yourself, and the fact that you love what you're doing is even better. That completes the package right there. And I tell you, the sound that you have and the music that I've heard of yours can really cross genres, because that tune you just did there, I can see sitting in a piano bar nightclub with a glass of something, a glass of wine or whatever, and you singing that song in a totally non-country atmosphere, and it going over perfectly as if it belonged there. So I wouldn't worry too much about a genre-specific classification there. You've definitely got the talent to bridge the gap. Now, you said you've been in Nashville since 14?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so you're going on 7 years there now. You've probably gotten to meet a few people. You played some of the local establishments.
Yeah, I played a few different places. I played at Douglas Corner before it sadly closed, and I think the coolest place I've played a song was RCA Studio B.
Oh
where,
gosh.
Elvis and Jolly have recorded, so it's just crazy. So lucky to get to do that. But
oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
I was just going to say, I hope you got some pictures of that.
Yes, pictures, videos. It was amazing. I didn't feel like I was worthy to be in that room.
Well, hey, somebody must have thought so because you were there. So I salute you for that. John Bon Jovial, come on in here. I know that you've got a couple of questions. Join us.
Well, yeah, Adrienne, first of all, welcome. It's great that you are with us, and I just love that song that we just played, This Glass of Wine. I tell this to all of our guests, and I'll tell you the same thing. I don't get to hear the music until we start the show, and that's by design. So we can get a visceral gut reaction. And to me, it's what you're doing. It's like country soul. It's I like it. I really like it a lot. Oh, sure. Well, what I want to know though is, when it comes to music, everybody, whether it's going to be Adrienne Haupt or Dolly Parton, has their musical muse. Who's yours?
Yeah. Oh gosh, I say this all the time. I love Garth Brooks. I really think that's right. He stories and just like relays real life messages through his songs. Everything.
Yeah, well, I can hear, when Garth does slow it down a little bit, and he's not a wild man jumping all over the stage, I can hear a little bit of that soulful sound in him, and it's nice that it's translated over to you. But the thing that I like about this is the fact that you are able to have a country tinge to it, but also, as David just so aptly pointed out, a late night piano bar. And it's easier said than done. It's very difficult to do that, and I think you're pulling it off.
It's almost a torch song. It's almost a torch song effect, and I've always loved that atmosphere. It's really just a mellow, pleasant atmosphere, and that was the feeling I got listening to This Glass of Wine. And I don't always listen to glasses of wine, but hey, in this case, I do. Now, are you writing these tunes too?
So I didn't write This Glass of Wine. That one was actually written by a songwriter in Nashville named Caitlin Smith. She's amazing. I don't know if you know her music, but I love her. But I do write. Some of my other songs that are out there have been co-written by me and some friends. just really trying to get more into writing. I think I was really shy growing up, so I never really wanted to write because I was scared that people would judge me for my feelings. But now that I'm older, like, well, I'm not old, 24, but now that I'm more grown up, I'm not scared to share how I feel. So definitely trying to hone my craft there.
Well, that's a good thing, and you're doing the right thing. Yeah, step out and step up with confidence. When you feel you're ready to do something, go ahead and do it, and don't be intimidated by what some other people might think. I always flash back to something my mother taught me as a kid, and she was so true. It's the complainers that you're going to hear from. The people that like what you do may not speak up, but you can bet your bottom dollar that the ones who've got a complaint will. So you're only hearing from part of the audience. If they do say anything negative, ignore it. Go ahead and do what you do well, and do it to the best of your ability, and you'll be fine. Now, you are working on your writing. You've been doing some live performances when we could, and hopefully we're going to be getting back to that again. What have you got you're working on for the immediate? Right. What do you got you're working on for the immediate future?
Yeah, so just throughout this whole, crazy time we're living in, I've been doing a lot of stuff like this, like radio interviews and a lot of Facebook takeovers for different platforms that have just been so gracious to let me go on their page and do like an hour-long little live stream show. At first I was like kind of nervous to do that kind of stuff, but it has introduced me to a whole new audience that I don't think I would have tapped into had we just been playing standard shows here in Nashville. So there's a silver lining to everything, and I really think that this quarantine, this COVID situation has really just allowed me to, introduce myself to a lot more people. So I think it's great.
A lot of the artists we've talked to have expressed similar feelings, along with the creative process, the fact that they have had more time to dedicate to their creative process rather than just, fitting it into some spare time in their schedule. They've been able to take time to do a serious creative process, sit back, relax, put the day-to-day life out of their minds, and let the creativity flow, as it were. I know that's not quite a Bellamy Brothers song, but they have been able to let their creative juices flow, and this is a good thing. And they've also looked for new ways to approach what they do, whether it be the writing, the performing, or whatever. And I think that's a good thing. John Bon Jovial?
Yeah, once this whole COVID thing passes, Adrienne, what I know I'm sure you want to get out and tour. But how do you want to approach it? Do you want to approach it as just being strictly local to kind of, get the dust off of you and then expand, or do you just want to jump into it, full bore?
Oh my gosh, I just want to jump into it. I keep saying as soon as I get my vaccine and everything is good, I am not saying no to anything. Like, I'm so ready to go play wherever it may be and just get back out there. I feel like everyone feels this way. We lost a year of, our lives doing what seems to be normal, and I'm just ready to go at it, guns blazing, and get it done.
That's a good thing. I like the attitude, and I want you to make a note of two cities, okay? Naples, Florida, which is Naples-Fort Myers, and also Tempe, Arizona, which is in the Phoenix metro. And the reason I mention those two cities is because John is down in Naples. I'm out in the Phoenix metro. So if you ever hit either of those two cities, I want you to let me know, or let us know. And whichever one of us is closer, obviously Arizona, me, Florida, John, we're going to try to make it out and catch your show.
Okay, I will let you know.
We love to get to know our guests on more than just a 10-minute chat. We like to get to know you, get to know a little bit about what you're doing, what you are, who you are, and also stay in touch with you, see how you progress, what happens to you over the years. And we've got artists that we've been talking to for 8 years or more that we stay in touch with, and we find out what's going on with them, get their new releases, and, of course, help promote you and your music. Along that line, I have one of our social media pages, is on Facebook. It's the David Bowers Awards groups page. And if you go to that page, you can put it on your press release list if you'd like. And if you go to that page, you can publish your notes and announcements directly to that page. You don't have to go through me or anybody. And we will pick it up and spread it to our other social media pages. And that's the whole idea, what that page is there for. We put it up there so that artists would have one more place to post their music notes, news, releases, tour schedules, rumors, whatever you want to share with your fans and followers, and hopefully pick up some new fans and followers along the way.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Help yourself there. And as I said, we'd love to stay in touch with you. Hope you will do that. And we also hope that you'll come back and see us again, too. Any plans for an album in the future?
Oh, yes. In the future, definitely. Not this year, but I'm hoping so in the next, year and a half, 2 years or so, while I'm honing in that songwriting craft to get something out there that's full length for sure.
Absolutely. Let me ask you a question. As a younger emerging artist, as opposed to the old timers that are over 25 and have been in the business more than 10 years.
Don't say that. No. I'm going to be 25 so soon.
From your perspective, what do you find is the most challenging thing for you in the music business?
I think the most challenging thing is, there's a million people that want the same thing. So it's just kind of trying to convince people why you're different. I think that's the most challenging part of trying to break into the industry. Like, what makes me different than, everybody else searching for the same dream? And I think for a long time I tried to fit into the same category as so many other people, and just trying to figure out who you are and how to sell yourself, that's important and also can be difficult at times. Absolutely.
Very, very well said. And one of the other things that we do here, once you're on our show, you're part of our family, by the way. One of the other things we do is we have a very strong belief when it comes to self-promotion. We encourage it wholeheartedly. So this is where you get a minute to tell the folks how they can find you, how they can contact you, how they can get your music, whatever they need to do to get in touch with you.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so you can find me on Spotify, Apple Music, I'm like blinking, Pandora, all the music streaming platforms. You can find me under my name, Adrienne Haupt. And then on social media, I'm on Instagram and Twitter as _Adrienne Haupt, and then Facebook, Adrienne Haupt Music. And I'm on TikTok, too, if you guys are into that. But
awesome.
Just always search my name, and you can find me.
Absolutely. And for those of you who aren't watching this audio presentation, I'd like to point out that Adrienne spells her last name H-A-U-P as in Peter, T as in Thomas. So if you're going online looking for Adrienne Haupt, that's what you look for, last name H-A-U-P-T. So I wanted to check that out. And if you do have trouble finding her, drop me a line at david@TheDavidBowers.com, and I'll be glad to help you find her. Adrienne, we've got a few seconds left. I want to thank you again so much for coming, sharing with us today, including your personal story as well as your music. And if you would, tell us a little bit about this next track we're going to play, Could Have Changed.
Well, first I want to thank you for having me. Could Have Changed is a song kind of about when you're breaking up with someone and you're reflecting on the things you could have done differently and how you wish you could have changed to make that person stay.
I think we can all relate to things that we wish we could have changed. Thank you again so much, ladies and gentlemen. Adrienne Haupt, and here she is with Could Have Changed.